you, Trinidad. This is amazing, honestly, family. I'm truly humbled and grateful overall than anything to be able to, be here with you guys tonight and be able to connect in so many different parts of the world, especially for those of you guys that it's much, much later in the evening. I'm eternally grateful for your time. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So we have Atlanta, Idaho, Nigeria, New York. Awesome, Trinidad. Amazing, amazing. So welcome, family, to our binary basics training calls. A lot of you have been sending me DMs on the side with questions. So I kind of compile that in combination to what I already have, kind of preset in a way to really kind of navigate you guys the best way possible without overwhelming you with the amount of, tools and resources that you could potentially be using, right? Because you can get very happy when it comes to having indicators that, we definitely don't want to lose focus of just the basics, because you can get so far ahead in your trading journey, right? With just sticking to the very simple basics. Okay. So today, one of the topics that I primarily want to focus on heavily, right? And I want to make sure you guys have pen and paper out, is the trend, focusing on modern market patterns and market directions, and how that could potentially help excel you in your trading journey and really get a better understanding of how the market moves, and understanding, where essentially you're investing your money, and understanding where the market is going and how you can take advantage of that. So tonight, right, I've mentioned this a couple times. If you are brand new and this is your very first session, I am curious to know. Please drop a 111 in the chat box. I definitely want to go ahead and welcome you, and redirect you back to our Telegram chat. To be able to grab all the previous recordings, any Telegram information that's been dropped, any links as far as setting up your broker account. A video walking you through being able to set that up. It's all going to be provided in that Telegram chat. And it's a safe space for you guys to come in and drop questions as you please. There is no wrong question, no dumb question. The only dumb one is the one not asked. Okay. This is for you guys to really be able to benefit from the free information that is here. Okay. So I've mentioned previously in the calls, wow, that's amazing. So we have about 3 new people. Welcome, Alicia, Augusta, and Charlicia. Super excited to have you guys here. So as I mentioned previously before, right, with the trend is your friend. We definitely never want to trade against the trend, no matter how good that trade setup may be. And we're going to walk through a couple of examples today to really break down, the different styles, the different patterns and price faces that come within the market. Because you can essentially look at the market and be like, okay, I see this thing go up and down, but when do I really know when to go in, when to hit buy, when to hit sell, and to know that I'm set up, right, appropriately with the confirmations that I already know and need, right, to feel confident in hitting that trigger button, right? So I want to introduce to you guys today, right, the 50 EMA. So this is one of the indicators. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, right, that I've used throughout my whole trading journey, right? And this essentially helped me really understand the trending market before I really understood, market direction. Because I knew, moving up, moving down, and moving sideways, which is very simple to understand. One way that really helped me out is when leveraging TradingView, right? Let me see if I can move this over. Not sure why I'm not seeing a full screen. Give me 1 second, family. Let me go ahead and see if I can go ahead and reopen a new screen here. So essentially, right, when I'm looking at the 50 EMA, which we'll show you guys quickly how to add that, is that I'm essentially looking at, where the market is overall headed and how I can take advantage of moves in the market, right, within minutes to become profitable in this market space. So within the 50 EMA, right, it's very simple to understand and honestly very easy to see when it actually comes to knowing the price direction. Okay, when you literally look at the market, right, it's kind of, you know, pretty simple to the eye to see, okay, the market is moving up, the market is moving down, right? If you're able to see, right, just from this, you know, example here, how right in this space is price where my cursor is moving, is price moving up or is price moving down? Let me know in the chat box. I am very engaging in these sessions because I want to make sure that you guys are understanding the information and not yet on your own time going back onto the screens and being like, okay, I don't know how to apply the information that she just said, right? Because it happened to me so many times where I understood it where the educator was explaining, but when it came time for me to do it, I was kind of like, okay, where do I start again? So in this direction, it is an upward direction. Thank you for those that are participating. So here essentially, right, I'm going to go to the indicators and I'm going to go ahead and add the EMA, okay, which stands for a moving average exponential. Fancy terms for letting you know overall market direction, okay? So it is this little thin blue line that we have right here. If you're able to see this blue thin faint line going through the candlesticks, let me know, drop a 111 in the chat box, okay? So essentially, right, this 50 EMA, as you can see, essentially stays pretty close to riding through these candlesticks, okay? So it is very good at dictating price direction. So when I am looking at this, right, the key thing, and please take note of this, if price is ever above the 50 EMA, the market is currently in an upward direction. Okay, perfect example just right here. Okay, we can see how all of these blue candlesticks are above, right, this blue 50 EMA, letting you know what price is moving on an upward direction. Now we can then see how this red candlestick here shoots down, which is a pretty massive candle, right? Shoots down and crosses below that 50 EMA. What happens then? We see how then price shifts in direction and now stays below that 50 EMA, dictating now downward momentum. So if that makes sense, let me know in the chat box, drop a 222 as we go along. I want to make sure that everything that I am sharing with you guys is making sense. Okay, so this can let you know essentially when the market is getting ready to shift, right? When you can essentially be prepared to go into the market in combination and correlation to using other confirmations, as we mentioned previously. If you were not here for the last session, I did drop the recording in the Telegram chat, right? And I pinned it to that chat, and I'll drop all the links at the end of the call. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that, okay? I go over in detail about explaining every single confirmation for the stochastic, the RSI, the volume bar, and the 3 simple steps that you need, right, to begin to start assessing a potential trade idea, okay? So here I can see that very simple, as long as I stay above it, the market keeps moving up. When price breaks below it, right, price tends to stay down. Now, there's also another moment in time where price starts to kind of just move sideways, which we can see right next to that price movement that happened here. So essentially, right, when we're looking at the market, there's 3 basic price phases that happen within the market, right? And they are known as consolidation, expansion, and trending. Okay, so once again, the 3 basic price phases are consolidation, expansion, and trending. Okay, we can see here, right, that for a while, price was kind of just moving sideways, right? Then there was a sudden movement of expansion, right, where markets started trending, and then we lead back to consolidation. Okay, so then you're probably wondering, okay, well then how will I know when I can trade? As I mentioned before, when you become a more seasoned trader, you can definitely trade off of consolidation by trapping the market using support and resistance, okay? Which you can reference on the previous session. Now, consolidation, all it is market kind of just being trapped within this 2 area, okay? You're going to be where you have a support, right, and a resistance. And the most basic way of explaining a support or a resistance is just where price hits and reverses. Where does price consistently hit at least a minimum, right, of 3 times before it actually reverses? Okay, so then from here, all right, I'm marking up just kind of a simple, quick support and resistance, okay? We see a roof and a flooring of where price kind of just bounces in between, okay? Before it finally has a breakout, a retest, and then kind of you have your downtrend from here, okay? Now, the 50 EMA is one key thing that I love to use when it comes to actually trading, because when the market is trending, every time price comes back to that price point area, right, there is a new potential trade opportunity to get into. Give me 1 second, family. Sorry about that. Okay, so as I was saying, it's very important to understand these movements, because you know that the market is only going to consolidate for so long before there is a breakout. And a breakout is very, very important to understand, right? Because there is something called as a fake out, where people can say, Carmen, I had all my confirmations, right? Let's say, for example, you were getting ready to get into a trade. You see that price broke down the 50 EMA, right? And now, you know, essentially came back up, touched that blue 50 EMA, and now you're expecting price to essentially come back down. How would I avoided, right, that mistake of getting in the market too early just by looking at this, right? Well, by understanding price action, I know the biggest mistake that traders make is jumping into the market way ahead of time. They jump in as soon as the market has that impulsive move, right? As soon as the market breaks, people are like, oh, I'm already in, click buy, click sell, I'm in the trade, right? That is the biggest mistake we can make. You need to first foremost, right, have all confirmations ready. Second of all, you must be patient to understand that, because we are trading in a binary options, meaning time-based trading. All that means is whether you're trading 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, that at the end of that time frame, you will know whether you profited on that trade idea or whether you took a lesson on that trade idea. Okay, so you need to understand that after every impulsive move, there is a retest. The market will always come back and retest that price point before then having that initial next impulsive move. So what do I mean by that? Well, we can see, right, for a bit that price is consistently tapping between this area here, okay? And it seems that, you know, it can continue to ride out, and you would potentially say, okay, well, when do I know when to stop? Okay, that's when, as a seasoned trader, you must be disciplined. Once you make a percentage, right, which we've said anywhere between 3 to 5%, starting off as a daily goal, right? Whether that's taking one trade at 5% or breaking it down amongst 2 or 3 trades, right? Giving you that peace of mind when you go in for every trade idea, that you are not over leveraging, because this is not a get rich overnight scheme, right? This is something where you guys can essentially learn a skill set and apply this over time as a way to build that passive income, that extra income that continuously grows at your rate rather than allowing a bank to do so. So we can see that price is consolidating. I see that price now broke down, and this is where the mistake people make, okay? People will essentially see this movement right here, okay? This particular candle right here, and they see, okay, well, it broke below my line of support, okay? and they would initially get in for a sell. Why? Because they see prices now, right, below the 15 EMA, knowing and signaling that that potentially means that market is currently in a downtrend, which is in this movement. It is in a downward movement, right? But as a more seasoned trader, you know that it's only an impulsive move, meaning that, yes, we can see that every candlestick here in this market is at 15 minutes. So every candle here is 15 minutes. However, okay, you need to understand that there is no time or way to add additional time, especially if you're using pocket options as a broker. Okay, so you need to understand that if you're analyzing the market, right, at the 5-minute time frame, okay, because this is a common question I got. It's like, okay, Carmen, I'm analyzing the market at the 5-minute time frame. Well, how much time do I put per my trade idea? Okay, if you are analyzing the market on a 5-minute time frame, okay, you are going to go into for a 15-minute trade position idea. Okay, and the reason why I like to give myself 3 times the amount of time is because more time is essentially your friend. You give the market more time to breathe for it to move in the direction that you initially are predicting it to go, right? Without stressing that it's cutting it too close to your entry. You don't want to be sweating and praying to God, you know, promising that you're going to give up all these other things, right? In hopes that it just clears, right? You're hoping God to pull one for you. If you know what I'm talking about, drop a 77 in the chat box, because I am guilty of it. Way too many times have I prayed for these over leveraged trade ideas to clear, okay? But we want to eliminate all that stress just by being diligent, disciplined traders, okay? So knowing that after every impulsive move, the market is going to come back up, okay? I always, every trader will develop their own style of trading, right? Their own way of what feels comfortable and what works for them, okay? But I was always taught that you never jump in onto the impulsive move. You wait for the retest. Then once that retest comes in, okay, you have a way better entry idea. I don't know about you guys, but let's go back to our example. And you guys are going to let me know which position you guys would have preferred to get into, okay, when looking at the market. All right. So I'm seeing essentially, right, that this is kind of where the market has essentially bounced around and hit and reversed a couple times. You're probably wondering and asking, okay, Carmen, how do I draw up lines of support and resistance? How do I know exactly where to draw up that line? And for me as a new trader, that's something I extremely stressed about, because I didn't know whether or not to put it on the actual wick, which are the lines down here, or at the end of the body of that candle, meaning the dark shaded area, right? What's helped me is honestly over time, I kind of just eyeball it. But if I'm really being particular, right, I like to switch over to my line chart, right, which is just next to that little icon next to the time frame. I like to switch over to the line chart, and then I like to get more particular. I then start to see, okay, where do I see the multiple times that price has kind of touched and then reversed, okay? So I can see this one, right? I kind of aligned it to where price has consistently come down roughly and shifted, right, or had some type of movement there. As we can see, this has definitely had way more than 3 touches. So that's a valid point of support. I like to have at least a minimum of 2 or 3 lines of support and resistance, just in case price starts to really move. I kind of have a ballpark idea of, okay, I have multiple, points of resistance. If it really breaks beyond this point, that lets me know it's either being manipulated by banks or news is hitting or something is just happening in the market, okay? So that's when I'll initially, go back, check news, see what's kind of happening. If it's a holiday, you just want to make sure, because all these factors can definitely play a point in the market. So seeing here, right, the next one, I kind of do the same thing, drag it up a little bit to roughly where prices hit and or reversed. So I can see there, I feel comfortable with my 2 lines of support there. I'll go back to the candles, and I can see, right, it's definitely around that area. So would you guys, right, prefer going in at this candle, right? I'm gonna mark up this line in white, okay? Would you prefer going in somewhere around here, okay, at this white line, because now you see that this is a big red candle and you see this thing dropping and now it's slightly pulled back. So you're like, okay, it's pulling back up. I'm about to get in the market thinking, right, that now it's about to drop big time right here, right? But yet you only get this little move. And like I say, I like to leave at least 3 candles as a way of leaving the market space to breathe. And the reason why I say that is because if the market, when you hit that buy or sell button, if the market does not move in that direction that you predicted it by the 3rd candle, please do not continue hitting that buy or sell button and trying to revenge trade. Okay, that is very crucial because that was yet again another mistake that I made over and over and over again. Okay, so option 1, right, is getting in at this red candle and then praying, you see the market is dropping, so you're excited because you're in profits at this point, right? But then you see that by, oh wait, 2nd and 3rd candle, oh wait, now I lost that trade, right? Some people are like, oh, well, I could have just taken a 2-minute, 3-minute trade. Absolutely, you could have, but I would have recommended to have analyzed the market on a 1-minute time frame. But wait, I've been trading now for almost 4 years coming up in March. And if I can tell you guys anything, is do not rush a trade to close out in less time because you just want to clear that profit, okay? Peace of mind goes a long way. Start practicing these good, healthy habits as a trader. And I promise you guys, there's no doubt in my mind why you guys cannot hit 6 figures or 7 figures within this space. Okay. So now I'm looking at this. Okay. I see, okay, it's broken. It came down. Oh, but wait, I know the market is gonna come back up and retest the market before coming back down. Okay. So as I see, okay, there was a break. Okay. But I'm gonna wait for the retest. As I see, this is continuously coming up. So at this point, I'm relieved that I did not get into that trade. Okay. I'm pretty sure you guys would have been a little relieved yourselves. So I see the market comes up. Okay, it hits. Now I see that there is no wick on this candle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit more. But there is no wick on this top candle. Okay. And if you guys look right next to it, this candle, yes, opened up and came all the way up here, but yet closed right at the opening of the previous candle. This lets me know, guess what? Price is resisting. I'm getting my trigger fingers ready for a potential sell idea. Okay. So then coming in here, I'm going to wait for the close. Okay. A lot of people are like, well, how do I know when I still have enough time to get into a trade idea, Carmen? How do I know when I have to wait for the next candle to get in? How do I know if it's too late now? Key question. And it is, like I said, guys, I'm a very technical, I like to know literally all these little details to give me peace of mind. So if you have a 3-minute trade position idea and you have less than 2 minutes on that idea, I would not trade for that candle. I would wait for the next candle. Okay. If you're in anything that is way than less than half the time frame of the overall amount of time, for example, 15 minutes, if it's way less than 7 minutes, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because you just never know if the market will open up, right? Push up. And by the time it starts finally coming down in your direction, you just didn't give it enough time. And that could have literally been a millisecond, 2 seconds, a minute, or 2 minutes. And you definitely don't want to be in the position where you wish you had more time. So patience is key here. So I see now, okay, well, I want to now factor in a sell. I see now that it broke down, okay, it retested, and I know this is a very strong point of resistance because of the amount of times it's touched before. This is a solid area for a trade idea. So now I'm looking to get into here, okay? But all of this information is no good if I don't have my other confirmations. So to quickly touch base on this, okay? We see how the market has moved, right? Let me zoom out a little bit. We see how price was actually moving very nicely, right? We're seeing these wave roller coaster movements in the market, which is the patterns that we want to see when we are trading. We don't want to see little itty bitty candles that aren't really moving anywhere. You don't want to see sticks, right? We want to see nice, good sized bars, okay? So when looking at this, we can see that we have moments of expansion, okay? These are moments of expansion. And the reason why you can see that they're moments of expansion, right, is because they're pretty big movements in the market opposed to the rest of the market. Okay, I could zoom out bigger. I could make it look much larger than what it is, right? Let me actually, there you go. So we can see these moments of expansion, okay? We saw then consolidation before then hitting our trending market, okay? So this is key here because whether you're trading this binary style, right? All you need is to literally have price close. If it's a buy, you need it to close above your price entry, right? If you hit sell, all you need is price to be literally a micro pip below your sell entry point to profit on that trade. If you're selling it in Forex style trading where you're literally profiting per pip, okay, then you definitely want to look out for points of expansion, consolidation, right? Break, retest before we do what? Enter that downtrend. Because I promise you, right? Let's say you go into this trade right here, right? In binary and Forex, two perfect examples before we close out the call, okay? This is two ways you guys can profit with this information. Two styles of trading the exact same markets, right? In just two different styles. Time-based trading and your original style of trading Forex, okay? Which is pips and trading. If you need to know a little bit more about that, I would definitely start Googling pips, lurking up on YouTube. That's what I was doing. Tune into the Forex sessions that we do have on the MOB free group, right? But essentially here, going in this red candle, right, I see that I have my confirmations very quickly, right here at this candlestick, okay? I can see here, right, that I have confirmation, right, where we have price is already now retesting at that line of support. I have looking down at my volume bar, which are these bars right here. I have a red volume bar, okay? I look down at my stochastic. I see price came up, broke above it. I'm looking for what? The re-break. As we mentioned, I don't care if it breaks above it. I have to see this break down below it. So I already have one confirmation, support, and resistance, okay? Two, I have my volume bar, right? Three is my stochastic. Four, I have my RSI, essentially, you know, not a physical break and re-break, but I have enough confirmations, right? Alone with this pattern of price market action that gives me the confidence of knowing that within 3 candles, look at this, you would have gone in at this blue line in binary 1, 2, 3. Oh, guess what? You would have already cleared in profits exactly at where you would have previously entered if you would have been in, you know, a little bit greedy and gotten ahead of yourself. So patience pays because you would have already cleared that position right then and there. Oh, guess what? Price retests again. It gives you yet a second trade entry right then and there. You get in here yet again. Guess what happens? 1, 2, 3. You're still in profit. You cleared a second binary trade. Now you're in a Forex trade as well. You enter at this blue line. Yes, price comes back up, but guess what? It's still at your entry. So you're not losing. And guess what? Price then comes down. You're in a massive down trend, which is still down there. So guess what? If you were trading Forex, right, this essentially would be to the equivalent of right now about almost 285 pips. Okay, 285 pips. I mean, you're talking about $1, that's 285. You're talking about 10 cents. You're talking about $28 at a penny. That's $2.85. And all you did was follow this simple pattern structure. And that's all just really practicing the icing. Okay, price is consolidating. Look, price broke down. Oh, but it retested. And guess what? Boom. Massive breakdown. So if this makes sense, family, please drop a 111 in the chat box, okay? Next session, which is tomorrow, we will be touching over lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, and higher highs. Okay, this is very important to understand how you can essentially, right, get crazy amount of entries, like I've seen Nez, some of the greatest, do themselves, right, by getting into multiple entries. You saw just 2 entry ideas there for binary, but look at this, guys. This is what we'll be touching about tomorrow. Every time a retest is at that blue 50 EMA, that gives you a yet another entry idea. So I'm just eyeballing it here, and by the looks of it, I see that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible trade ideas right here, just by following the downtrend, the 50 EMA. And it's as simple as that, is just training your eyes, family. So before we leave here tonight, family, I'm so excited to share with you, because a lot of you have been asking me, well, I want to know more. I need more help. I want more in-depth information and assistance with this. So here quickly, family, before we leave, this is a great way for you guys to take advantage of the academy that we have available, right? There's no reason why you guys cannot hit 7 figures, 6 figures this year. There's no limitations. The limit does not exist. It's only the limit you place upon yourselves. And the reason why I say this and trust and believe so heartily in this is because I've seen some of the greatest literally start from nothing, compound their way, have the discipline over the course of time, and hit these milestones. And I know you guys have all the information you need, because it successfully has allowed me to transform myself, not only match my income, pay bills, but be able to have some of that freedom back. And you guys can literally test this out for a 3-day free trial. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I like to try everything for free, and you guys could take advantage of this for completely free for 3 days. And if you see that this is something that is essentially adding so much value to you, right, and changing the game for you in this space, you can then take advantage of it for a one-time fee of $250. If you don't see that this is working for you, no contingencies, no commitments, hey, it's all good. Still take advantage of our free sessions here on the Facebook group. So family, I'm gonna drop the links right now, right? This is a great time for you guys to get in this space, join the community, right? We have a Telegram chat, free to join, where you guys could come here, ask questions. So we will be touching over reversals and back testing a little bit more tomorrow in details. We can go more into the lower lows, lower highs. As you guys can see, I dropped the Telegram chat there. For those of you who do not already have a broker account, please do not be hesitant to open it. $50 isn't a lot. You guys spend that over a weekend eating out, or even on just a gas tank, right? With these prices today. And this is an investment for your guys' future. So I also dropped the link for the pocket options. If you guys want to go ahead and join the academy, let me go ahead and get that link to you guys. Give me 1 second. This is a great opportunity, family, especially if you're new to this. I'm telling you guys, there's so much information on here. This academy is already valued at over $2 million. Okay, $2 million of information that's given to you guys here, right, by one of the greatest for only $250, let alone 3 days for free, which let me tell you, in those 3 days when I first started, I was taking massive notes. And I don't say it to say, I literally speak from truth, family. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of this. This is a lot of information I wish I had access to at the very beginning. Please feel free to reach out, drop your questions in the chat. If you guys are literally charting up your charts, but really don't know what you're doing, or you kind of know what you're doing, feel free to drop some screenshots, join the community. It's a great culture, great way to learn, removing the stress, making it a great environment to learn. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. It was an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys all. Let me know if you guys had a great night tonight with me. Drop a 777 in the chat box. I cannot wait to see you all tomorrow. Back again, guys, same time, 8 p.m. PST, 11 p.m. EST. And remember, we have so many more sessions tomorrow. Thursdays, we literally have some, I think, every hour on the hour, starting, I believe, at like, I think it's 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. So stay tuned, because we have so many educators coming on tomorrow, family. With that being said, I will leave you all with a great night. Have a blessed one, family. See you guys all back here tomorrow. Thank you.